Hello.
At 3:15 a.m, he has his first breakfast. So after he's done all his prayers, he's been up, gets up at 2:30, starts praying, and then at 3:15 in the morning, he has his first breakfast, which consists of oats, blueberries, eggs, and peanut butter. Right?
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Won't be doing that when he's 60.
In the morning. 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock, goes for a run.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I wouldn't fancy running after blueberries and eggs.
Not really.
That'd be gross, wouldn't it? Burping all the way down the street.
That's it.
Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
Right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
2, 1.
Hello and welcome to It's a Drama podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And today we've got a change for you.
Yeah. What's that change, Liz?
I've even changed the beginning of the show just to show everyone like how changeable we are and how good we are at adapting to change.
Do you believe in the saying, change is as good as a rest?
Yes. No. What?
Yeah.
Why are you saying that? That wasn't in the script. Why have you put that in?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Stop trying to build your part. I just told you, didn't I, what we're going to be talking about. So why have you added that?
Because it's a good thing with change. Sometimes people, I'll change something, it's as good as a rest, but sometimes things happen that just change anyway. So I don't think the saying is that good.
Do you know what the worst change I've ever experienced in my whole life? Far worse than what's happening in our life now that we're going to tell you about in a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know the worst change that it took me, I'm going to say it took me months to get over?
What, Liverpool not winning the title when they should have done?
When they changed the beginning of Corrie. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's right.
I
yeah,
know.
they did. They put
Honestly,
all like, because they had a studio all of a sudden, didn't they?
It used to be Coronation Street,
Yeah.
like da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And that little cat would run along the back wall,
it,
wouldn't
just,
it?
Yeah, and you'd
On
see,
that gate.
yeah, that's right, and all the chimneys and things.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they started making it all look modern, didn't
Jack
they?
and Vera's
just,
cladding.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just, and it was, honestly, it affected me. Well, it affected my whole family, I remember.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that over over dinner for weeks.
Whoever bought that cladding, did anyone buy it?
So, yeah, what we want to talk to you about today, how have you been, by the way? We've missed you. Oh, but what we wanted to talk to you about is that big old clanger, the thing called change.
Yeah, change.
When you just have to change, you don't even want to change, but you find yourself having to change to adapt to certain situations.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that me and Bri have changed since all this happened with Mum,
Yeah.
for those of you who are new to the show, my mum was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer about a month ago now. And yeah, we've just been...
It's been a huge change.
It has, Bri.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really has.
Yeah.
And the way, I'm going to say the thing that we've changed the most is our morning routine. And we just want to talk to you about that because we also wanted to talk, I've got to share. I'll hold on, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
But I've got some brilliant, weird, really weird celebrity morning routines.
Right.
If you think we're weird, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, is this a bit weird that we're doing this? Shouldn't we just be normal and just go to work and just do normal things? If you think we're a bit weird, you wait till you hear this.
Right.
Anyway, going to save that for a bit later. But yeah. So how are you, your morning routine, Bri? That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, we had a simple routine that we kind of did for probably 4 days a week. And then we have a routine for about 3 days a week, don't we? Not necessarily in a row. They can be staggered or whatever they are. But yeah, in my normal morning routine, would you want to hear my morning routine?
Well, as long as it's quick. Don't go
well,
and
it's got to
take
be
the whole
quick.
show.
It's only for 10 minutes.
Shall I put the timer on? Shall I put the timer on?
So I get up out of bed, go to the toilet.
I plump my pillow. I smooth down the sheets.
That's it, make me bed. Just like
Come on
we did
then,
in the
hurry up.
Navy.
What's your morning routine?
Morning routine, first thing, most important thing, first thing in the morning. When you obviously
I can tell this isn't going to be quick.
Well, it is going to be very.
It
It's going to be
isn't.
very quick. Big glass of water. That's it. Go in to toilet, clean your teeth and your ablutions, as they call it. What is an ablution?
Come on.
Anyway, clean your teeth. Come out and say to Liz, right, I'm going to make us a coffee and we're going to go on the deck and have our coffee. Or if it's raining, whatever it is. Anyway, so I go in.
If it's raining, we find somewhere nice and sheltered.
We try and find somewhere around the house that's got a bit of
Yeah.
shelter, or leave the doors open. But it's got to be sort of an outside feel about it.
Always
you can't,
outside.
Not just sit inside. Even
No.
if it's blowing a gale, we'll find a door that's not windy and sit
Yeah.
by it. So we'll make ourselves a coffee. It normally is a bulletproof coffee because we try and skip breakfast. It's not so much skip breakfast; we just have breakfast after midday. Mm-hmm. That's mainly our routine. So we'll have the coffee, chat what we're looking at doing today, and then hopefully, depending on the time, I'll go in and have a workout for probably an hour, shower, and then ready around about 10 o'clock to start work.
Right.
That's kind of our regular routine.
Well, no, that's your regular routine.
Yeah, that would be try and do that 4 days a week.
Yeah. And my regular routine was, before all this happened with Mum, was I would get up, drink the coffee that Brian had made for me.
Yep. I've never had a cup of coffee made for me in the morning.
Sit on the stool that Brian had arranged for me that's
put it in the
facing
right place.
outside. And then when Brian goes to do his workout, I always do my morning pages, which I think I've talked to you about this before. I find somewhere really quiet to sit. I usually light a joss stick.
Quick.
Pardon?
Quick.
I am. Look how quick I am. I'm already at my notes.
Yeah,
you were still at your ablutions
still
by
in bed
this time.
normally.
No, you were still talking about going to the toilet. So, no, and then I do my morning pages.
No phones, by the way.
Oh, no, never any phones.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? It's a bit annoying because Tessa keeps messaging me every morning. Now, Bri.
Well, it's just Tess.
Oh, I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore.
I wouldn't.
No. I'm just saying. No, it's not annoying. Annoying's the wrong word. But we've never... Oh, you stop looking at me so judgmental. Don't do that. I'm just telling you my honest thing.
Down the dog behind you.
No, you weren't. You're looking at me as if like, oh, you shouldn't say that about our daughter. But what I was going to say to you is she messages me every single morning, which is beautiful, absolutely lovely. But it's always at 7:30 in the morning on her way to work.
I'm at work.
I know, and she's on her way. And I feel as if I don't answer, then I'm not a good mum. You know, so I always answer, but that's sort of broken the rule of no phones in the morning.
Slightly different. I think there's a difference between answering your daughter, because that's kind of nice. That's something that's what you would say anyway. Hi, morning, Tess. You pop your head in the door if you were staying here. But the difference is like going on Facebook or other stuff like that. You know, we call it down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, can I just give you a quick confession? You know, every single morning when I go on the phone and message Tess and say, morning, Tess, I swipe over to Instagram.
Yeah.
Just to check.
Do you? I bet you do, don't you?
I do. And I go, oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is just awful. And then I just delete Instagram for about 3 weeks and then just do it. The whole cycle continues. But anyway, back to the morning routine. Yeah, so try not to go on the phone apart from saying hello to Tess. And then do my morning pages, which takes me about 40 minutes, where I just write down 3 sides of A4 paper, just my thoughts. It's like a diary, but it's not a diary because I don't keep it. So you can't see what it says. You can't hardly read it. It's just literally a mind dump of my thoughts onto the paper. I absolutely love that. I've talked about it many times on this podcast before. And then after that, Brian's still working out at this time, or you might just be getting in the shower. I jump in the car, drive down the road, 8 minutes, go to the beach, put a podcast on and walk for 40 minutes there and back along the beach. And then I come home, get showered, by which time Brian has made another coffee and we're ready to start work. You know, like we're either going to do a podcast interview or we'll go online and do our work on the blog.
It's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon by now, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's about half 10. But so that is our normal routine.
Yeah.
And that has been working for us for years, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah,
you know, it's been brilliant since you gave up work.
I would say since I finished when I was doing that green school was probably the last time I used to have to get out and go to work as such. And it just works for you because I feel like it just centers you. You've got this great time when you can listen to podcasts or the odd videos or the odd football game or something like that. So it's great because you don't have that separation where I'm now going to sit and watch a football game for 2 hours. I can just watch whatever I want to do on those 4 days, like, you know, and it just works really well. It clears your mind, obviously release of endorphins and everything else that you get from the workout, and it's just great, like, you know. Aren't
humans funny things? Because we all love. I mean, we'd never like to admit this. No one wants to say they're a creature of habit, or you know, like, oh, I have this really strict routine that I can't let it go because otherwise my world falls apart, kind of thing. We don't want to admit that, but actually we love. Well, I certainly do. I absolutely love routine. I do. To the point of not like where I know you always say to me you don't like routine.
Yeah.
But is there anything nicer, Brian, than just knowing what you're going to be doing for the day?
Yeah, but routine's good. Some routines are good. It's a bit like when you were going to work and, you know, I knew what I was going to be wearing the next day because, you know, you had your work t-shirt, your work pants, 2 sets of them, one in the wash or whatever it was, one clean. And so that side of the routine things are there, so choices are minimalized. That becomes quite simple for you then, and it becomes easier. That's why people tend to like routine, is the simplification of, you know, what you're going to be doing.
Especially in times of stress, I find. I just think when it's a stressful time and you know that, like, I found that I keep saying to you lately, what shall I do now? Have you noticed that I'm saying that to you? I'm like, what shall I do now, Brian? And you say, oh, well, why don't you go and get showered and then we'll get on with the podcast, or, you know, we'll go and pick some flowers, or, you know, whatever, like, you know, and just phone your mum and do this. And did you? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like that. I think that's the comfort of routine, is just
simplification.
You don't have to think too hard because you know what's coming next.
Yeah, and that's why people like it, because you know, it's like they go to the same holiday place each year because you know what you're going to get. You know, it's that type of thing, isn't it? You know,
I know. So the way our morning routine, has really taken a massive change since all this happened with Mum, is that it's like, instead of 4 days a week doing that, I'm going to say it's only gone down to 1 day.
1 or 2 days at the moment.
Yeah, and the rest of the time...
What day is it? Thursday today. So we have done 2 workouts.
The rest of the time, we're finding that we're waking up and Brian says to me, do you want to go to the cafe? It's like, yeah. And we're getting up earlier and earlier. Like this morning, we got up at 6:20. The cafe opens at 7. So by the time we get up and take the dog down the walk, down the road for a walk, have a cup of tea, get dressed and all that, you know. Oh, well, obviously get dressed first, because we don't walk the dog down the road naked. But, you know, so that's what it's like in New Zealand, isn't it? Just walk down the road naked with the dog.
Slippers and naked, and that'll do you.
But yeah, so we've just found that we're going to the cafe more and more. And not only that, but we're going to the cafe that we normally go to, and like, well, I'm not going to say we like to talk to people, because we've never been like super sociable, but it hasn't bothered us to talk to people. But I'm finding that the last few weeks, that is like my place, that I'm going down there just to be in our little bubble, me and you, have a really nice cup of coffee, because they make great coffee down there, and just watch the world go by for an hour. We're staying down there for an hour, aren't we, Brian?
But that's the normality of seeing everybody else just get about their daily works. And that's what you take comfort from. You just see there is a bit of normality in the world. When you've got sort of... And this is one thing I just sort of wanted to just touch on, you know, because I heard a great thing today, and it just, you know, it's just something just rings true with you. And it says, like, in times of trauma and stress and things like that, you have 2 choices. First choice is you can become wise. Second choice is you can become wounded. So that's a great thing to sort of take on board when you go through times of trauma and just stress in your life. Do you become wiser from it, or do you think about, hey, this isn't right, I don't want to do this, or do you become very wounded and become the same person that the trauma is about? It's just an Eastern guy that you should know. Oh, Sadhguru. You love him, don't you? It's just that's really wise. It's just so calm, you know. And I just think when you've got trouble going on in your life, you can get caught up in that trauma and stress, or you can just take a little step sideways or backwards or forwards and look down from above, whatever, and just think, hey, do you know what? I need to get wise about this, because I'm going down the same route as everybody else. And, you know, I don't know. There's just times when you've got to be like that. You do know. I do know. You do know. Yeah. See, yes. I didn't even know I said I don't know.
I know. Yes, it's funny how we always say that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You do know. Thank you for sharing that, Brian. That's
Brian's word of wisdom.
It is.
It's so simple.
See, this is why I'm thinking that I'm finding more comfort in going down to the cafe with you. And just being with you, it's almost like I just need to be with you. Like, you know, I don't want to go on the beach on my own. You know, I do miss doing my notes and my writing, but it's just, I just want to be with you. And that early morning time where we can just have a coffee and just be quiet together and just, you know, just spend that morning is just bliss to share it. So going back to this thing of like going to a cafe. So on Saturday, I can't remember where we were going. We had to go and do something or go and get something in town. So we said, instead of going to our local
Christmas
cafe,
tree.
Oh yeah, that's it. We're going to choose our Christmas tree. We haven't bought it. It's still in the ground, but we went and picked it out. And instead of going to our local cafe, which is just down the road, isn't it? we said we'll get showered and we'll drive into town early, have a coffee in town at this cafe, and then we'll go and get the Christmas tree.
It's Ozone Cafe where we normally work, isn't it?
Oh, I wasn't going to say the name.
All right. It wasn't Ozone, that one.
Well, you're going to have to edit that out now because it's just going to, the person who I'm going to call out, they're going to know I'm talking about them, aren't they?
Or just...
Why can't you just keep it shut?
Someone from Ozone will be listed.
I know, but really? You've got to learn, Brian, just to hold your tongue. Be wise. Do you feel wounded or wise?
Wounded.
All right. Well, now Brian spill the beans. So we head down to Ozone in town. Yeah. And outside the cafe, right, it was absolutely pouring down, wasn't it? Hammering it down. It wasn't just raining, it was pouring down, right? And outside is a lovely cafe inside, huge, big, spacey,
but it was
airy.
Busy though, wasn't it?
It was busy, Saturday morning, fair enough.
Yeah.
Huge, big, spacey, airy. Think lofty. What's that word you call?
Warehousey.
Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, warehouse.
Like a warehousey workshop type thing.
It is.
Yeah.
And there are coffee roasters on site. And this cafe is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really nice. And the great thing about it is outside, there's an overhang, isn't there? That goes the whole length of the cafe, which is quite a long way.
Well, there is an overhang over that part that you're talking about. But the other bit is actually, it's just a canvas pull-out thing.
It still keeps you dry.
None of it's really raining.
No, I looked and all the seats were dry, so it still keeps you dry.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Are we on the same page here?
Yeah, we're in the same cafe?
Yes, we are. And so there's this big overhang. I wish you wouldn't do that. I wish you wouldn't contradict everything I say because you're making me
That's how you go
doubt
off topic,
myself.
Liz.
No, it isn't. That's just being flipping know-all. Listen.
That's what men do.
Dry,
Yeah.
okay? Underneath this canopy is dry, all across the cafe. So obviously, we're the only ones sitting outside in the rain because who else wants to sit outside when it's pouring down? Yeah. They want to go inside. So just imagine this, right? We find the furthest table right at the end of this overhang. So there's a long overhang with, I'm going to say, about 7 tables out there. Yeah. 7 or 8 tables maybe. We're on table number 8. Right, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are all the other way, all nice and dry, all far away, no one sitting on them.
Yeah.
So we sit down, don't we, Bri? We order our cappuccino or our coffee, whatever it was we ordered.
Bottomless filter coffee,
Yeah,
actually.
we sat there with a coffee, great coffee in that coffee shop, absolutely lovely. We sit there, we order it, and, we start to talk. But, and this is going to sound like a little bit, depressing, but the conversation is a little bit glum, isn't it?
Well, we're not saying much. We're actually just waiting for our coffee, really.
Yeah, but we were a little bit, oh, it's Christmas, and what do you think this Christmas is going to bring? And do you remember last year when we were going to get the Christmas tree?
Yeah,
and
everything seemed a bit happier as such. Is
yeah,
what you're saying.
It did, yeah. And so what I'm saying is you would have been able to tell from our faces that we weren't sitting there having a jolly good conversation and ha, 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 look at us, we're just laughing and sitting outside with our coffee.
Yeah.
I don't want to admit that because I don't want to be like, I'm just a miserable sod, but I was.
You can't, yeah, but it's who says like you've got to be happy every day? You can't, can you? Because there's times when you just feel a bit pissed off or whatever it is.
Yeah, true. And I don't think we were pissed off. We were just a little bit pensive, let's say. Yeah. Weren't we? We were just quiet and we were just sitting there and we just had our hands holding our hands across the table. So now you can picture it, okay? Pouring down with rain. There's me and Brian, no one else on site. And anyway, up the steps comes walking this young couple with a baby and actually 3 kids, a double buggy with 2 babies in it, or like 2 toddlers, and a younger, like 4 or 5-year-old in his raincoat and his wellies, and he's splashing around in the puddles. And I thought, that's a cute little child. Yeah. And these 2 babies, these 2 toddlers. And they meet up, this couple, with another woman who comes walking across the other side of the entrance with her dog. Yeah, with a big Labrador retriever, sopping wet, absolutely drenched, this dog, and I looked at them and I thought, they're just a couple of friends meeting up. One's got a dog, one's got a kids. Well, they walk over to the table that's literally, they had to squeeze past us to get into the table.
Table 9, because we're on table 8.
Yeah. Yep. Squeeze into table 9, or the one next to us, table 7, whatever. Corner. Right in the corner. And she said, you don't mind if we gate crash, do you? And I just I couldn't believe it. It was just I looked around and I thought, is this like, what's that program called when they do really good silly pranks on people and then not you've been served? What's it called? That thing where they go,
you've been framed.
You've been framed sort of thing. Like where they,
it's like Candid Camera or
where they do something really stupid and go like, watch her face now, just watch her face when we send these lot over. That's what it felt like. And she said, you don't mind if we gatecrashed you? And the kid was screaming and
plastic toy pulled.
Pulling it around and jumping in the puddles, and the dog's bloody shaking, and the pram's being rocked, and the babies are crying, and it's just like, are you for real? Like, there are lots of other seats in this cafe outside that you could have gone and sat on.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. So they sit down, didn't they, Bri?
Yeah.
They made themselves at home, and all the bloody things start coming out the pram, and all the dog lead starts getting tied around the chair, foot of the chair. And I said to you, right, come on, we're moving. And you said to me, no, Liz, don't. That looks really rude if you do
it's
that.
A bit rude. Yeah.
And I said, which is totally against my character. I would never, ever normally do this. Mm. I said, no, come on, let's move.
I'm too old for this.
Yeah, I did. Is that what I said?
No, but that's what you meant.
Yeah.
I don't have to suffer this anymore.
No. I tell you what, that's exactly how I felt. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm changing.
What did it happen? Normally, nice little kids. No, they're not. Little shits.
Do you know what, Bri? It felt flipping liberating. It felt a tiny bit rude.
I know, but we walked right down to table one.
Yeah, and she looked at us, didn't she, the woman, as if like, something we said.
Yes, obviously.
That's a bit rude.
Yeah.
And I just, inside me, I was feeling so proud. Well, I felt two emotions. One, I felt really proud because I thought, good for you, Liz. I've come down here to have a nice quiet cup of coffee with my husband to talk about deep and meaningful things. Yeah. And now you've gatecrashed, so I'm going to show you that I'm not happy and I'm going to walk over. But yeah, I've lost my train of thought. So what was it? Yeah, that one
two
thing.
Feelings.
Yeah, two feelings. That I felt proud.
Happiness. Yeah.
And two, I felt a little bit
guilty.
Probably guilty. Is there any need though?
No, but that's just the human in you. That's just like, I shouldn't really have done that because how's it made them feel? But you know what the crazy thing was?
What?
2 minutes later, they got up and went inside.
Yeah, I know they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Because their seats were too wet, or they felt like they were, the kid was playing in the. I don't know, but that's not the point. But I want to ask you something, because when I said to you in the cafe, I said, "Come on, we're moving," and I said that's how I said it. I wasn't nice that morning. I'd had enough. I'd had enough. I was like, do you know what? Well, I know I didn't say I'm too old for this, but that's how I felt. I just thought, stuff this. I'm not sitting here on my Saturday morning coffee, the one chance I get to sit with my husband and making polite smiles at your kid that's splashing puddles all over my ankles. No, I'm not doing it. But when I said that to you, I didn't say that to you, but when I said, come on, Brian, we're moving. Yeah. Why did you hesitate and go, no, Liz, stay, let's just stay?
Because I was waiting for you to walk forward by yourself. So I was just looking back at them, pointing at you, going, sorry, I kept pointing at you.
You didn't, did you?
No.
You didn't want me to be rude.
No, I just didn't. I was just thinking, do I? Yeah, it's just like, do you know what? You're 100% right. Bye.
So anyway, talking about, that is a big change that happened with our morning routine, and also with the way I handled it.
Yeah, and I think that's just the thing that comes with age, isn't it?
Right. Now, I've got some really good stuff for you. Yep. You know what? We were talking about changes, morning routines. You're not going to be able to believe this, because when I thought, our morning routine is, we do this and we do that. And then I thought, I'm just going to Google and see what some of the good morning routines are. And I've got two very different, very extreme morning routines, right? Yep. And I want you to tell me which one, if you had to choose these two morning routines, which one would you choose, right? Okay. So we're going to start off with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's an American actor. Done a whole bunch of films and stuff.
He was in that film we watched the other night, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was the first.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I can't remember what was that called.
It was called Diary of
Basketball Kid or something.
The Basketball Diaries.
Basketball Diaries. That's right. Yeah. That was one of his first films with Leonardo DiCaprio. Wasn't it?
Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a flipping good actor. That guy.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
He is. He's amazing.
I used to just think it was Titanic, but then when you realise what he's done before, you realise why he was chosen for the film.
Yeah.
But it's about he did a film called The Fighter, Mark Wahlberg. I still think it was one of his best. I can't remember the name of he just played a boxer.
Yeah, it was called The Fighter.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark Wahlberg is very, very fitness conscious, very good looking guy, Bri, really buff, isn't he?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. And
so I choose his because obviously he's right.
What? Well, you might choose his. But anyway, in 2018, right, he put this on his Instagram story where he revealed his morning routine.
Right.
So this is Mark's morning routine, right? Tell me if you think this is normal. This is just flipping weird, this is.
Yeah.
Right. He wakes up at 2:30 a.m. and prays. How do you say that? Prays. Prays. Prayers.
As in praise the Lord or prayers?
Yes, praise the Lord. He praises the Lord until 2:45. He does prayers until 2:45, right? 2:30 in the morning. Right?
Yeah.
First of all, let that sink into your brain.
All right.
At 3:15 a.m., he has his first breakfast. So after he's done all his prayers, he's been up, gets up at 2:30, starts praying.
Yeah.
And then at 3:15 in the morning,
Yeah.
he has his first breakfast, which consists of oats, blueberries, eggs, and peanut butter. Right?
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Won't be doing that when he's 60.
In the morning. 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock, goes for a run.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I wouldn't fancy running after blueberries and eggs.
Not really.
That'd be gross, wouldn't it? Burping all the way down the street.
That's it.
And then at 5:30, he comes home, right? And he has his second breakfast.
Well, he's a what's the name then, isn't he?
Listen, which is a protein shake.
Yeah.
This just puts the end to your silly little fasting thing that you do.
Yeah.
He has a protein shake.
How old is he again?
He has 3 turkey burgers.
Right.
Oh, I love turkey burgers. Wonder if they're
Or
Findus.
Bernard Matthews.
Bernard Matthews turkey burgers. I love them.
Beautiful.
Loads of mayonnaise, chopped iceberg lettuce. Anyway, he has protein shake, 3 turkey burgers, and 5 pieces, 5 mind, no more, no less, 5 pieces of sweet potato.
Oh, right. How
gross.
big's the piece?
Between 6 and 8 a.m., Mark showers,
Yeah.
and then he does some golf. Goes golfing.
Oh, right. 8 o'clock in the morning, eh?
And then at 8 a.m.,
Yeah.
he has breakfast number 3.
Oh, hang on a minute. 8 a.m. he went to play golf.
No, between 6 and 8 a.m., so that's
Right.
2 hours.
Yeah.
He's showered
Yeah.
and goes off to the golf, goes and plays golf.
Right. I've
He,
got
he
you.
probably has a golf course in his garden.
Yeah, he probably is. Well, he just gets in his jet and goes to the golf course, eh?
He plays golf between 6 and 8.
Right.
And then at 8 a.m., oh God, when most people are just rolling over and,
Yeah, getting up.
saying, where's my coffee? He has breakfast number 3, which consists of 10 turkey meatballs. He likes turkey.
He doesn't like his little balls, doesn't
Yeah, he likes his balls. He has 10 turkey meatballs at 8 a.m.
he? Yeah, are they like the ones from IKEA?
And then at 9:30 a.m., he gets into his cryogenic, is that how you say it? Cryogenic chamber
Yeah.
for an hour.
Right.
And then that's it. 9:30, that takes him to 9. That's his morning routine.
Right.
And then he goes on to say that he does a bit of work between 11 and 2, spends some time with the kids between 3 and 4, has another workout, has loads more food,
Yeah.
and then he's in bed by 7:30. Mm-hmm. Do you still want it?
No.
I know.
It's just a bit weird, isn't it? Because you're going to bed so early, so you can get up so early.
What sort of lunatic
Yeah.
wakes up at 2:30 in the morning? I'm sorry, 2:30?
I know.
It's the middle of the night.
But it's quiet time, I suppose. And I can understand people wanting quiet time and stuff like that. But it's just a bit weird getting up and praying. It's a bit like, I'll just be going, I pray I wish I could sleep a bit later.
I pray they'd make some more turkey balls.
I wish I had better taste in food. Yeah. I
But
don't know.
there he is, looking all buff
I know,
and
you
looking
just
all
look at the
manly.
guy. Yeah, but
Eh?
that's what I'm saying. Will he still be doing it when he's 60, or what will work for him? I know it's different. It's funny, isn't it? Because people just like, oh, my routine wouldn't do that because I work and this that. Yeah, I worked for 40 years as a tradie, so
I hope to God you are not trying to compare yourself to Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg. No.
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg. Yeah. No, the guy. It's even from a young age. He was a big young lad. Because he obviously works out and everything.
I wouldn't care.
I know.
I wouldn't care
Gotta
if
live,
you
haven't
look
you?
like Bruce Banner. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you've got
What, when he's gone green, you mean?
no, but I mean, do you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
Why would you want to live that life?
I don't. Yeah, it sounds a very selfish life.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
And a
Doesn't
very
sound like
greedy life, if I'm quite honest.
Yes, a greedy little turkey
What?
man.
I know. Little turkey ball eater. Playing with your balls on the golf course.
Yeah, that's it.
Eating your turkey balls.
Yeah. I don't know.
All those
it
breakfasts
sounds,
as well, Bri.
I know, yeah, but that's a lot of food going in. You know, I mean, it's just like let your digestive system just calm down a little bit, mate.
Well, do you think if you saw Mark in the street that you would go up to him and say that?
You're doing it wrong, mate.
Would you?
You'll be doing this. You want a little curved shirt like mine.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just seems a little bit that is extreme. Wouldn't it be horrible if you met someone, right, and you really, really loved them, really fancied them, and you got together, and it's like, oh yeah, and you know, but when you first meet someone, it's all fake, and you just don't really tell them the sort of person you really are, what you do at home and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, I love going to the opera, even though you've never been before in your life. And then once you got home and you got sorted and you got married and everything and you got settled, he started pulling a stunt like that.
Yeah, you wake up at 3 o'clock.
I know.
What's he doing? Oh, hang on a minute. He's on his hands and knees praying. So you'd be like, all right there. What are you doing?
I know, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, in it.
So you're not going to have that one then, Brian?
No, that's a little bit too extreme. I think one of my favourite routines I ever heard was Arnold Schwarzenegger saying... I
love Arnie.
Yeah, we watched that thing
great.
on him, didn't we?
I love him,
He's just an inspirational guy, you know, and I know family life went sideways a little bit, but hey.
I've just remembered, didn't he do the dirty with his...
Something obviously happened, yeah.
I still love him though.
Yeah,
I still love him.
Why wouldn't you? Because of what he achieved, you know? But he was being interviewed by, I think it was Tim Ferriss or something like that. And he was saying, you know, I get up at... I get up at 6 o'clock or whatever it was, and what I do is I read the Wall Street Journal from back to front. I'll read the New York Times from back to front. I'll read this back to front. I'll work out for an hour or so, and I'll do all these things. And then he said, like at 7 o'clock, I do this, as if like you could have fitted all this stuff in before, like. And he just started laughing, like, you know, as if like, come on.
I don't get it.
You can't do that much stuff in the morning.
Oh,
you know,
well, Mark can, can't he?
Yeah, but
Mark obviously can.
Come on, you need to just, you know, obviously, yeah. Your body's your temple. There you go. So that's maybe what he's got to do.
Here's number 2. Here's this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's this?
Now you want to be Mark. This is who I want to be. This is Princess Margaret's routine. The late Princess Margaret, the Queen's sister.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, according to Craig Brown's biography, Mom Darling, so he wrote a biography about her. Yep. Her biography.
I had a Bonham Carter played there.
I know. And this is what. So this is her routine, right? Now, just you listen to this, boy. You listen to this, right? You listening?
Yep.
Got your listening ears on?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, Princess Margaret would wake up at 9 a.m. simply because that is when her breakfast in bed was served.
Brilliant.
I know.
Yeah.
So
First breakfast of the day.
Over it would come on a tray. Okay, here's your breakfast, Mum. So wake up. So she'd wake up, sit up, plump her cushions up, sit in bed, eat her breakfast. Yep. Right? That's 9 o'clock. Mark's he's eaten 10 million turkey balls. He's been around the golf course. He's been in his gas chamber. Done everything since then, yeah. Right. She then stays in bed for 2 hours, listening to the radio, reading the newspapers, and smoking cigarettes. 2 hours. The only bit I wouldn't like is smoking the cigarettes.
Yeah, but if that's what you're into, then that's what you'd be into. Because after the first one, it all smells the same, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I would go for everything apart from the cigarettes.
The ciggies in bed.
Yeah, I'd love to just lay in bed, just a little bit of toast to the side of me, listening to the morning radio, reading my papers. That would be nice, wouldn't it, Brian?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So she does that for 2 hours.
Yep.
And then at 11 a.m., a bath is prepared for Mom. And she goes into the bathroom, gets into the bath, and just stays in there for an hour with all the bubbles around her. Yeah. She might be smoking a cigarette, but let's pretend that she's not. Let's just pretend let's just pretend she's there. All the bubbles, Brian. Yeah. And then she stays in the bath till 12 o'clock. And then she makes her way over to her dressing table in her bedroom. Yeah. Where she sits down for an hour and has her hair, for 30 minutes, and has her hair and makeup done. So they do all her hair and makeup.
Oh, they're doing it for her? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
She's got servants.
Yeah, slaves.
Yeah. Then you're not going to do your own hair, are you, if you're Princess Margaret?
No, I suppose not.
She couldn't make it look like that on her own.
Yeah.
And then at 12:30 p.m., she takes a vodka cocktail.
Nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sips a vodka cocktail. And at 1 p.m...
There's another.
She meets the Queen Mother. This is a regular thing they did. Right. How lovely is this?
Yeah.
She meets the Queen Mother to have a 4-course lunch served on a silver platter, which includes half a bottle of wine and 6 kinds of European cheese. and that's it.
That's better than having turkey balls,
isn't it? Just, hey?
Hey?
Now you tell me
Yeah.
who's going to feel better at the end of the day. Maggie?
Yeah.
Or Mark?
Maggie, because she did it again the next day and the next day.
Oh, it sounds nice, that, Bri.
I know.
What a life, hey?
Yeah. But that's, well, there you go, princess.
I know. Which got me thinking,
Yep.
talking about The Crown.
Yep.
We couldn't believe it the other night, could we, Bri?
Season, whatever it is it
Season 7,
4?
is it? No,
It's more than that.
loads more than that. We were sitting there on the couch, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we had nothing to watch. And and you're just flicking through and you're like, oh, what should we watch? Should we watch a YouTube? No, I don't want to watch that. This comes back down to that thing of the need for entertainment when you're feeling, when your head's all over the place a little bit.
Escapism.
Yeah, that's right, escapism. And for some reason, I just saw on Netflix and I saw new season available on The Crown. And I was like, hang on a minute, that can't be right. I didn't know they've released another season. So I Googled
we thought the
it,
last
didn't
one,
I?
that was it, wasn't it? Because we were watching it in Thailand last year, weren't we?
So I Googled it, and so far, and I was right, new season out, released on the, I don't know when it was, 19th of November. And we're like, yes, because we love The Crown, don't we?
Crown's brill.
I know. So we've watched 2 episodes.
Yep.
The one about Diana where she meets Dodie.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the actress playing Diana, she's flipping brilliant, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's got her down to a T.
She has. And when you see actual picture of her, she doesn't look as good as what she does when she's playing. I don't mean as good. It's amazing that just that transformation, because a bit like Mark Wahlberg in The Fighter, his transformation.
You're still thinking about Mark, are you, Bo?
Yeah,
are you?
Yeah.
Is there any part? Do you not want to talk about The Crown then? So
The
Crown's brilliant.
I'm just saying. So she's brilliant. That's
I know, but I can see that your mind is distracted. So let's just quickly go back to Mark. Is there any part in Mark's routine that you'd like to have?
Some of it, but not that extreme.
What's
at
some?
2:30 in the morning.
What's some?
Well, maybe, I don't know, the working out and playing the golf in the morning would probably be quite nice. But, if you're going out at 6:30, what time does it get light where he lives? Is it just the same? Is it like 7 o'clock it's light?
That's why I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a minute, Brian. I think he's made that up.
It's blowing a gale and raining. You go for a round of golf in the rain in the dark.
Yeah, but he probably lives somewhere it doesn't rain. Probably lives California, doesn't he?
Well, it does rain there, doesn't it? Because it's green.
I know, but it's always that perfect temperature.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, anyway.
Are you beginning to doubt your the gas man's just turned up to change our gas. I bet he's thinking, what are they doing with their microphones?
Doing with microphones? And actually, if you get to see that on the camera, you'll see him. Do you know why that was?
Why?
Because I phoned my friend up, Matthew, today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him for about 18 months.
What did you say?
I said, hey, Matt, are you still doing the gas for Genesis? And he went, no. He said, but Peter's. And I went, oh, all right. I said, can you have a word? Because we were supposed to deliver gas 2 weeks ago and they haven't brought any out.
Why are you doing that with your fingers while you're talking? I feel like what are you anxious about? A bit nervous?
No, I was getting a bit annoyed about the gas.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And so I phoned him. He said, leave it with me.
Oh.
And 2 hours later, he's here
Here
now
he
with
is,
the grass.
look. He's a nice man, look.
It was worth. What would have been on hold with the power company for 2 hours? See, that's the power of New Zealand, knowing someone, isn't it?
What, just putting the word in?
Yeah, just knowing the guy who's actually, who owns the company that fills the gas bottles up for them, and here he is now.
Do you think that you're doubting because you're always going on about your fasting and all that, and now here's Mark come up, is at the forefront of fitness and health and longevity, and he's eating 10 million meals a day.
Yeah.
Well, how does that make you feel?
Well, there's a difference when you're a big boy and you're over.
You keep saying that, Bri.
I've never been big,
You've
Liz,
said
that's why.
that about 10 times. You're big.
No, you know
Yes,
what I mean.
you are.
Oh, yeah, in age-wise, yeah. No. But what I'm saying is,
No, you're not small, Bri.
No. But what I'm saying,
You're muscly.
Oh, God,
You're ripped.
buff. What I'm saying is, he's got to be like, I don't know, 250 pounds or something like that. But it's all muscle, isn't it? Like he's a fit guy.
So if someone said to you then, Bri, if you eat 10 meals a day and turkey burgers and turkey balls and turkey ribs and, all this, would you do it?
I suppose it's changing your life at 59. I decided to change, or 58, decided to do some changes. And so I never did what he did. I haven't got a clue how old he is.
He's 70.
Yeah.
No, he is.
Yeah. He looks amazing for 70, doesn't he? So however old he is, I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. That so concludes our episode on change and just how we are dealing with change and how people do certain things and routines and all good stuff like that. So Yeah.
No, it's I do like change, and I'd love to try different things. That's what I say. You're never too old to change something. Try something. If you don't try it, you never know, do you? And if you feel a benefit for it, then great. Then it's working for you.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Tessa phoned me the other day.
What time?
Well, I'll just tell you that. Well, it wasn't 7 a.m, but I'll just tell you this. This is a bit of a change. And she had a go at me. She said, "Oh, I stopped trying to change stuff." And she wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
Christmas. We said at Christmas, because we've got my mum coming for Christmas, my sister, and all the kids, both kids are going to be here, and my sister and my niece has come in as well. So we said between ourselves, let's just make this Christmas just about love and family.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be all like how much money have we spent on each other and how much, how many gifts we're giving and all the rest of it. Well, she wasn't happy when I told her that. She said,
"Yeah, I know."
She said, "Oh no, you're just turning into Scrooge." I said, "I'm not turning into Scrooge." I said, "It's not about that." I said, "I just want it to be about love." And she said, "Well, why can't it be about love and spend money as well?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I know."
Still buying me a present.
I know. Well, that's what she's worried about.
Did you get a list off her?
And then you said to me this morning, "Let's just get the kids a lucky bag."
Yeah.
With one of those a sherbet dip. Can you imagine that? She'd have a heart attack
what I
if we
wanted
give
to
her
do
that.
is with Gavin and Stacey. If anybody's ever watched Gavin and Stacey, is Ness and Dave when they're at Gavin's mum and dad's, aren't they, for the holidays, like the Christmas special, and they just hand out the prezzies, and it's just a wrapped up favourite chocolate.
Bloody right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, you don't need to spend money, so I don't know how she's going to cope.
It's in the thought, isn't it, Liz?
I know what it is. I know exactly what this is all about. Because she's living in Wellington, she's got this thing now that she's going to be driving home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be lavished, white, snowing, even though we live in New Zealand. But do you know what I mean, Bri? Fire going, big, massive Christmas tree. Well, we've got that, so that's all right. At least we've scored on that.
I know.
But I don't know. It's not going to go down well, is it?
I know, because the
last thing I want on Christmas morning is an atmosphere.
Yeah, how many years do you go by though and you say like, it's not going to have a big Christmas this Christmas?
No, but this
Before
Christmas,
you know
I mean it.
$2,000 later for each kid. And that's
no,
it.
Well, it won't be this year. I can tell you that. This Christmas is going to be all about love and appreciation and family.
Yeah.
And I don't care if she's going to get a knickers in a twist about that.
No.
So, right, okay, leaving that on a nice high note.
Leaving with the gas has been delivered, everybody. We've got hot water again.
Okay, until next time, thank you. And can I just say as well, I need to say this. Thank you so much for all your flipping gorgeous comments on YouTube, emails that you've sent me in regards to the last podcast, the podcast that I did about unwanted news. I can't tell you enough how much that means to me. I've had some fabulous comments and messages, emails. I flipping love you. Honest to God, I love you so much. Every single one that I read, I just want to just reach through and just take you and just give you the biggest hug. Your words have just meant so much to me, and I read them all to Bri. I tell the kids, I've got most of them printed out and put on the fridge. I just want you to know that it means the absolute world. You mean the world to me. And I never want you to think that I take that for granted or that I'm not grateful. I just love you. I think you're absolutely brilliant. I know how much it takes to email someone and comment, and I think you are flipping fabulous. So keep being you. Thank you so much for your support and your love and just joining us in this weekly conversation. Until next time, I'm going to say thank you, and I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, on that thought, it's Thanksgiving Day today. It's the Thursday, the 23rd. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody, because this is going to be probably out after Thanksgiving. But, what Liz is saying about that human kindness, and that's what it is. It's wonderful when you get that warmth of it. It's a bit like when you watch the Scrooge movie, the what's her name? The musical version of it, and he's drinking his cup of human kindness, isn't he? And it's just, wow, this tastes so good.
It does,
and it does. It's wonderful to be surrounded by people like that and have that warmth. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and I just hope that our little podcast gives you a little bit of escapism, and hope you enjoy listening to it and everything else. So I'm going to say kia kaha, stay strong, and kia u, stay true, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, see you next time.
Yeah.
Don't go changing.
Turkey balls for me.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. We have absolutely loved your company.
If you enjoyed the show, then head on over to your favourite podcasting app, leave us a review. Obviously, it's got to be the 5. Don't bother if it's going to be 1.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I mean, just stay where you are. If you're not going to give me a nice review, I don't want to know.
You can leave us whatever you want, but let's just say that we prefer the higher the better.
Yes, obviously. Come on now.
And don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, just with someone who needs cheering up or a little bit of laughter or just needs inspiring. Sharing is caring.
Hit the share button. Help us along and help everybody else and, join the club.
Yes. And don't forget, if you would like to be part of my email newsletter, where I will send you a very, very real and honest email every single week, inspiring you, making you laugh, just being part of your life, then head on over to
www.itsadrama.com/newsletter.
Say it again, Bri.
www.itsadrama.com/newsletter.
I will wait for you there. I can't wait to get to know you better.
Should we just do a little bit more?
No, let's go now, Bri. Let's go. Get the wine out of the fridge and let's go.
I'm gone.
Okay, bye.
See you now. Bye.
Bye.